Welcome back. Lachlan the Football Fanatic 2612 here with this Gold Coast and Richmond swap. You've seen Richmond's performance on Thursday night against Hawthorn. It was absolutely shocking. And gotta do something about these Tigers. I'm gonna swap these with the Gold Coast to make the Suns better. I'm giving Short, Rats, Grimes, Lawston, Astbury, and Thatcher Hurley to the Suns.
Night, Rastus.
Night, Dad.
Pleasant dreams.
Yep.
If you let the dog out at any time, make sure you lock the door, okay, please?
Got it.
Alright. And turn your fire off at the wall when you wear it before you go to sleep.
Got it. Well, for the Tigers, you're going to get Joyce, Thompson, Ballard, Hanley, Hampsh, and Harbrow. Sorry, Tigers fans. To sweeten the deal, how about Nathan Broad and Liam Baker? I'm going to give you guys Lockie Weller and Jack Bowles. Could get much worse for the Tigers. But you might have the Gold Coast Suns team. That's going to mean the Gold Coast Suns are going to start to look like a really good side. This one, I'll be right up there with Brisbane. And I might give, for the Ruckman from Gold Coast, I'm just going to give Richmond Zach Smith. Get rid of some random guys from this side. Rid of some random guys. Could get much worse for Tigers. Richmond, your guys are going to get, for the middle, you're going to get Fiorini, we're going to get Fiorini, McPherson, Miller. Well, can't get rid of David Swallow. He's important for the Suns. We're going to get Zach Smith and who else? Probably Anthony Miles. While the Suns are going to get, well, Caddy's back, Presti is back, Cutchin's joined, Edwards has joined, Dusty, you're a Sun now, Jack Graham, welcome to the Gold Coast. Well, Bridie, welcome to Richmond. Gold Coast are about to get nervous for this scenario. And how about I throw George Holland Smith in for the Tigers? We're going to have Soldo and Zach Smith leading the rucks. This is going to get much worse for the Tigers. Half of the Suns are about to get better as a team. You're going to get Caddy on your team now. This might be a tough Gold Coast Suns side to get into. Well, I'll probably keep Sexton on the Suns while Richmond will keep... I'd probably just keep Shea Bolton on the Tigers. Wow, look at that Gold Coast Suns team in this scenario. They're going to be looking like, well, elite. Sorry, Tigers. Ugh. It's going to look bad. Well, for the creme de brulee, I'm giving the Tigers Greenwood, King, Lukosius, Wright, Rankin, Anderson, and Ainsworth. Sorry, Nick Harmon, you and Nick Anderson now going to be on different teams. As for the Suns, you're going to bring in Kane Lambert. Welcome back to the Gold Coast, Tom Leach. Welcome Daniel Rioli to the Suns. Welcoming Rewalt, Higgins. This is going to be looking like a really good Gold Coast Suns team now, I reckon. Castagna, now Sun. Let's see if the Suns can actually compete with the Brisbane Lions in Queensland. As for the Suns, well, this is going to be looking like a really good side to watch. This is going to be a really tough Gold Coast side to get into. Sorry about that, some of Richmond's players are going to have to go back to the Gold Coast. Well, in this swap scenario, it looks like the Suns might be premiers, isn't it? Might win the premiership. Make Jared Witts the standalone cap. Jared Witts and Trent Cotchin co-captains for the Suns. For the Suns. Might be tough for Jack Higgins to get in this side now with... Now I have Alex Sexton on that team. Let's go to the Guernsey numbers as for the Suns. Grimes will get the number 2. Rats 18. Short 15. Vlauston number 1. Astbury 12. Cooley 14. The others will probably go back to number 5. This might be the best Gold Coast team in a while. Real with 16, Edwards with 10. Lynch 19, Lambert 23. Rioli will get 17. Graham with 34. Swallow still 24. Nankervis 25. For the Suns. Bunch of others will get some sort of random numbers. To avoid duplicates. Baker to get 7 for the Suns. Broad's 35. Castagna 11 for the Suns. Well, this might be an all Queensland grand final. We might see this happen. Look at that. Let's look at these players. Oh my god, how are they going to look at the Suns, Guernsey? Looks like both of the sides are going to be up there in a few years. See up the overalls for his team. Well, adding it back in Ernie on this side. I've up Brisbane's overall to 84. So I can actually compete with the Gold Coast. That is career mode. Wait a minute for this competition. I'm gonna control the Gold Coast Suns for this one. We'll have to go full auto. That Suns team, they finished 2019 and dead last. Simulate. This New Look side lose by 37 to Port. How's Stuart Jew going to go leading this side while how Damien Hardwick's going to go leading a bunch of Gold Coast a bunch of Suns rejects? How's he going to go leading the likes of Ben King. 38-point win over Geelong. Next week they got Sydney. And they win by 1 point. Dockers in Perth. Win by 18 points. Melbourne at home. 62 points. Well, that means Gold Coast are finally starting to become relevant. With the Lions sitting in 5th. Sun sitting in 3rd. Well, Gold Coast fans, with this scenario, giving you guys good luck for a change. Let's look at the Tigers. Their last week came against... they beat Melbourne. Not looking good right now. This is not... This might be looking like the worst Tiger side I've ever seen in 10 years. With a bunch of Suns players on the team. Well, it's a bit of a mini grand final rematch. They smashed the Crows by 71 71 points that was. Round 8. Beat the Bulldogs in Ballarat. Round 9, Eagles. Suns lose by 40 points. Look at that, round 10, the much anticipated Queensland Derby. Top 4 battle. Between the Suns and the Lions. What is going on with the Tigers? They lost at the Gabba for the first time in 15 years. Only 16 years. They allowed GWS to win at the G for the first time ever. Suns win at the Gabba by 38 points. Bombers next. 5-point loss. Hawthorn next. They lose by 39 points. Well, they've had a couple of players injured. Let's look at the ladder at the halfway point of the season. Suns 5th. Lions 3rd. Tigers. What is going on with Richmond? Didn't they just swap coaches or something? Maybe this scenario gave Richmond Stuart Joe. It gave the Gold Coast Damien Hardwick. Only in this universe the Gold Coast are winning, actually a top 4 side. They win by 5. And then it's a bye. Melbourne next. Lose by a point. Lose by just. Carlton next. Gold Coast lose by 62. Port. Came from behind to win by a point. Richmond. Well, against their old side. The Suns are going to avoid the what? They're going to finish in the fight. They're going to be in the finals. About time, you guys. 59. Sydney's next. They beat them by 41 points. To set up another QLD derby with Brizzy. They win by 40. This is looking good on the Gold Coast. Collingwood. Well, what a late run the Suns are having. Now they're going to face the Cats. Looks like the Suns are now going to be up there. Look at the ladder. What's happened to Richmond? They finished third last. Third last. Wheels are falling off. Wheels are falling off at Richmond. They lose by 26 to the Cats. In their very first final at Metricon Stadium, Sydney Swans will Suns stay alive. Prelim off the Perth. Gold Coast are in the grand final to meet Geelong, going to the big dance, and they win their first premiership. Suns are premiers, and that will do it for this scenario. Hard to believe it. Am I living in some parallel universe or something? I got Gold Coast winning the premiership, I got Richmond near the bottom.